Welcome to the new Overlords Podcast. I'm Max, and this is a video game show where I'm joined by every week by a co-host who is precise, not pedantic. It's Sema. Hello there, Sema.
Hey, Max. How are you?
Well, you see, Sema, I'm fair, but not great. I want to be very specific about what degree of good that I am. I'm sorry, was that too pedantic? That was actually that was probably pre-show. Nobody probably knows what we're talking about there.
I was pedantic to you about which drumstick style frozen treat you should buy, which is Blue Bunny. You should buy the Blue Bunny one.
We also got pretty pedantic about the definition of pedantic, so there's that too.
Yes. Yes.
Lots of fun things to talk about today. For those that have been following along, Garden and a Goat is now in Alpha 2. It has gone live today. Keys went out to a batch of people. We got about 24 people in our closed Alpha 2 test right now. Got some more keys. If people would like to join, just go to gardenandagoat.com/Discord, jump in there. I will give out more keys still. We may have to cap it at some point, but we can handle more at this point. But we're going to talk about that a little bit today, mostly because I've been doing nothing else. A couple other things, but nothing else except.
I mean, that's partially my fault, everyone, because Max was like, "No, it'll be boring. I can always talk about Garden and a Goat," and I said, "No, it won't. It'll be Sema, exciting."
This is on you, Sema. We'll talk about it, but we'll show it a little bit
because you mention it every week.
Yes, we'll show it a little bit too and explain what's going on and the fun parts that we think are fun and what we hope to get out of what we have now and maybe a little bit of the roadmap of what is still to be developed. It should be fun. But first, we've got a little bit of news.
Good news, everyone.
Oh boy, Sema. Did I not nail this last week?
You absolutely did. You absolutely did. But I'm not that impressed.
No Man's Sky.
Many times before.
And I had no hint or anything. There was no...
You just put your finger up. You lick your finger and put it up and you go, feels like something's coming out from Sean soon.
It just feels, my take on it is they have this cadence and I've paid very close attention over many years now. And to the point where I can say, it's kind of been a while since I heard from Sean. It's, before they didn't really put out an update or a expedition in a while. We're kind of due for one. And I said that on the podcast last week. 3 days later, Sean drops an emoji. He's got the little hand wave emoji. And then within the next 3 days, so this was still, this went live, yesterday, right? Today. This went live today. So now it's already live. So between last week and this week, not only did the announcement come out, but now the update called Voyagers is live. And boy, it's cool. I'm sure we're going to talk about this more next week in detail, but it's a doozy, as they are, as they're so good at doing. So in this one, they've created a new ship type called a Corvette. And the Corvette is bigger than the little fighters and, the little ships that we've been flying around on forever so far. To the point that you can get out and walk around inside the ship. You get to make and build the ships, like snapping components together and like a shipbuilder view. You get to park the ship in orbit and jump out of it, apparently. I haven't played it yet. I've only watched their 2 or 3 minute trailers and read a little bit in the notes. But it looks super cool. You can bring your friends in. You can all go on an adventure. You can float around in space outside your ship. So they show it parked in the space stations. I don't know if you can park it in your freighter, though. So we're going to have to see how that works, too. But did you see them jump out of if they're skydiving out of the ship? Anyway.
Yeah. Wow.
So this looks really fun. So I'm excited. And yes, I nailed it. So I'm taking credit for predicting this one.
He's standing on top of the ship while he's flying it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's flying anyway. Yeah. Jumping out of it.
There will be an expedition. The expedition isn't live yet. I don't know if the expedition will be live next week. I love the expeditions, and that's what I would really be hoping for and waiting for. So I'll still play it on my main save, but the expedition is how I love to experience all of their new content. I think it's a really good format. I've talked about it before. So we'll see. We'll talk about it more next week. And then also, so just related, I'll mention it. There is new content coming out for Starfield, which I've been paying attention to, but this difference between No Man's Sky and Starfield and Star Citizen and Elite Dangerous and all these space games, they get compared quite a bit. And in the comments on the YouTube video and in the discussions about this No Man's Sky update, people are casting shade at both Star Citizen and Starfield, saying, oh, look, they can do this in No Man's Sky and you can't do it over there. So just quick side comment. We don't have to, we can like multiple things. We can like all of them, and we don't have to put down something. We don't have to throw shade at something else to make our thing look better or to make our decision to play a game or like a game better. Because they're all good. All of these games are good. So on the Starfield front, there was a little bit of news, kind of leak, but it came out of like an interview and a little bit of data mining. But there will be some new content coming out for Starfield, including new DLC. There will be a little bit more of the space navigation that people have been looking for. We talked about that already. I'm excited. I think Starfield is great, and I would love the more DLC. So it's story DLC in particular that they're planning. So there'll be a new story chapter that you'll be able to go and play, and those fit in really well in Starfield. And I love No Man's Sky, and I love Starfield, and I like Star Citizen. Star Citizen just needs to cohese a bit more. It needs to become a bit more actualized.
I mean, whether it's true or not, I feel like I can't afford Star Citizen. Like, I don't have thousands of dollars to spend on a game.
I've only ever spent $40, and that gives me a ship and, in theory, a license to their single-player RPG called Squadron 42 that will be shipping, who knows? I mean, in theory, next year, but maybe it's going to end up 2027 or 2028. So you can get engaged cheaply, and then I'm good with that because I would like to start in a starter ship once they get to a point where they're not going to have any wipes anymore. I would love to start in a starter ship and buy my ships in game and build up that way. I think when I buy to play or when somebody like gifts me in game all of the end game stuff, that makes me quit games because that's the fun of it. That goal to get the next thing. So if I've got a long road to get the big carrier ship that I want to fly around in, yes, you could pay $1,000 to get it, but then what good would that be? The people that have bought those, they become trolls in game. This is well known. Because then they're like bored and they've got nothing to do and they've got this giant ship that they're flying around. So then they go and like just like shoot other people or like camp over people that are trying to do mining and crush people with their big ship and stuff. So, probably not everybody, but at least some of them do because they got nothing to do because they already won. So there's that. Also, in things relevant to my interests, you could put in some more news relevant. Oh, we'll talk about one thing that's relevant to both of our interests in just a second too. A little bit of WoW housing news that I heard. But before we get to that, also relevant to only my interests is Dune news. So we did get some more Dune Awakening news. This showed up in my email and I did not see it anywhere else. So I thought that was weird. I was like looking on their Twitter and on their website. Like I don't want to lose it now, but I even went to the website and clicked on latest. Yeah. So if you click on latest, there it's down here, I guess. It's not the thing that shows up at the top, but there's a new event. So they did already talk about what's coming soon, but they did start a new in-game event as well. And it's great. It's the kind of thing that I would want. And it's a little bit PvE-ish, although I bet there's probably PvP parts to it if you want, or you could do it in the PvP areas where There's ships that crash, and they added NPCs basically guarding the ship. So ships with loot in them get shot down in orbit. It's a really cool effect. You can be like watching up in the sky and see a ship like take a miss, like these what look kind of just like, like decoration in the sky map. But you'll see a ship get shot by a missile and it'll start to falter, and then it'll take another missile and it'll come crashing down through the atmosphere, and you watch it until it impacts the planet. And if you're standing underneath it when it impacts the planet, you die. So don't do that. But it's really cool to see these ships get shot down, and then it's sitting there on the ground, and you can go loot it. Now, to loot it, normally, before this event, it would just be sitting there by itself. You did have to make sure you weren't attracting a worm that was going to come and eat you and eat the ship. And if you have to like cut the ship open, so as soon as you start messing around with it, it generates vibrations and it does attract the worms. But now you'll also have to fight off the NPCs for even better loot and make sure you don't get caught by the worms and that kind of thing. So cool, fun little idea. And then they said one of the things you earn by doing this event is a decorative model of this special gun. So the picture of the gun that they have on the website that they've showed off is like, it's like 3 stories tall, this giant surface to air anti-aircraft artillery. The one that you get, and it says it in the notes, but it's a decorative model that you can like put on a shelf in your base. But nobody saw the scale. Everybody saw these pictures of the big gun, and then you place it in your base, and it's this little tiny thing, and people are like, I kind of feel ripped off. They said it was a model. It's not a big giant gun that sits outside your base, but it was pretty striking, the difference. Because yeah, it's like 12 inches high. Cool. So Dune news. The next one, let's just do it real quick, and then we'll talk about World of Warcraft for a second. Hollow Knight, Silksong. My point here is, boy, everybody's getting really excited about Hollow Knight, Silksong, which they've been anticipating it for years now.
Right.
But everybody's gotten to see a little bit of it at Gamescom and play it potentially at Gamescom. And I don't know. This, to me, sounds like, I'm not a big Silksong player. I appreciate it, but I'm not a big...
You mean Hollow Knight, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hollow Knight player in general. But it could just end up as one of those like Game of the Year contenders as a overall acclaimed games of the year. So I am watching it closely. Boy, it's been so anticipated for so long, though, that could also backfire on them because it's very difficult to live up to that kind of hype. But it's not... I don't think it'd be too difficult for them because it's not that kind of game where like they have to have a really compelling story or they have to invent new companions or characters and have them resonate with everybody. It's a tiny little bug and it's a platformer. So as long as they kind of have that cool mechanics and that cool style still, and there's like more to play and more adventure, then great. I think they could do really well. I think it's much less risky for them to have a sequel than say like Dragon Age or any like the RPGs. Okay. Now, did you see, Sema, Taliesin and Evatel had an interview at Gamescom with the housing team?
I saw that they did. I haven't had time to watch it yet because I've had to play WoW recently.
Oh, really? What are you playing? What do you... Oh, have you killed Dimensius?
Yes, we did kill Dimensius, but because it's the early part of the season, it's a lot of doing the activities that get the currencies, that get the gear, so that then you're ready for raid night. So my WoW time has been sort of consumed with playing WoW.
Yeah.
But I did see that it came out. I just didn't get a chance to watch it.
Oh,
and I've been having a lot of fun. It's not the part that I've been doing, to me anyway, is not... I'm not talking about a grind like how in Burning Crusade, if you were a warlock, you had to farm shards and then you also had to fish up a bunch of fish so you could make your food, and you had to like, yeah, not like that. That stuff is all super quick to do now. It's more of just the gearing, and I like that a lot of the gearing can be achieved in solo play too.
Yeah, that's great. Did you see Evatel cosplayed as Zalatath?
Oh no, I bet it was
Boy,
great.
look at that. This is cool. Anyway, they did have their little interview with the team, which I'm sure is on here. Or maybe it was posted on the WoW channel or something. You'll have to look. You'll have to find out where it was posted. But it was a sit-down interview with the two, like a game designer, and I think two game designer developer leads.
One was, which I thought was interesting. Like I did watch 5 or 10 minutes of it. One was the UX designer, and then one was housing designer. So it was. I thought that was interesting because I love that the sort of recognition of how important, whether that makes something fun or not, is all in the UI, really.
Yes. So
Or a lot in the UI. Yeah.
Is that what her role was?
Yes. Yeah.
Which
yeah.
Now that makes sense because she was mentioning a couple of the UI elements in particular, which it sounds like when you decorate the outside of your house, it's very UI driven instead of like including like widget based menu based UI. Because
I feel like a lot of the survival games that I've been exposed to, the way they do inventory is just sort of like it's in there. You can find it.
Yeah.
Which is true, absolutely true. But it's a different experience when an expert has designed the UI.
Yes. And there'll be some UI heavy elements and then some more diegetic parts of it too, where you're like placing you're like carrying a thing around and placing it in your house. So I'm coming around more that this is going to be a really cool part of it. I still think just like the foundation of build a house and decorate it is the least interesting part of it. But the more I hear about the neighborhoods and in particular things like is it called an endeavor? What do they call it when the neighborhood gets together to do their little event?
Yeah, I don't remember, but that sounds right.
So that kind of...
I wonder how all that stuff is... I'm afraid I'm not going to like that stuff, but we'll see.
It'll be... It is called an endeavor. It sounds like your neighborhood gets to pick an endeavor, and you're basically inviting... So say like you want the gnomes from Mechagon is what you guys are going to pick. And then it's like a month-long thing where everybody who wants to can contribute to progressing this endeavor. It just makes the purpose of having a neighborhood more than just I got these pixels and dropped them in a placeholder for my pixels.
It might hit the same spot for me that Galactic Seasons does in Star Wars: The Republic. If it's like a thing you choose and you move a bar by doing activities and stuff, that could be really cool.
Yeah. So we'll have to see. I appreciate that they are taking some steps to try to do some things that are different.
And I like that they're trying to be. I get the feeling they're trying to be hyper super flexible. And instead of saying, well, no, if you're an orc, why would you want a Silver Moon Tower as a house? They're just like, nope. If you want to do it, you can do it.
Yeah, they did make some of those points, which is fine.
And they're saying, they're not saying, well, it doesn't make sense to shrink a bookshelf, so you can't shrink it. They're like, yep, you can shrink everything.
Yeah, I do wonder. It's still not completely clear. It sounds like the outside of your house, you may be able to make like whatever shape you want, but that may all be like barbershop UI driven, which is drop downs and slots and, pick, mix and match the exterior elements. I want to.
Yes. I just meant they're not imposing like lore reasons or stuff in the past where they have been. they have done.
It does give them a little bit of control over how cohesive they can still have the style and the elements that get slotted in on the outside, so that when you're making a neighborhood, TTP doesn't have your neighbor trashing up their yard because they stacked up things into the shape of a penis in the first 5 minutes of the game. Which, if they can avoid that, then I think, then that's a useful mechanism. It does reduce some of the creativity of what you're able to do outside your house. But you can do that inside your house then, because you definitely can. So people can
if you
make
can
that the
if you
inside of
can
their
place
house.
if you can place decos in your yard, my expectation is that you can shrink and enlarge those decos.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that might not be possible. I think there might be deco slots, and you get to go to a drop down and say, which of the centerpiece decos do I want to place in my yard slot? Which of which kind of windows do I want on my house? What kind
I
of
definitely,
curtains? So
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah. Like I say, I didn't watch it, so I don't know. But
Yeah.
if it's all driven that way, then yeah.
All right. Quick rundown of things coming soon, and just got here. Gears of War Reloaded did show up yesterday, I believe. Yep, yesterday. And I think there was a couple mixed reviews because a couple of glitches, some bugs in their people trying to get it to work on day one. But hopefully they can get that worked out. The snake cuisine game that Sema described to us all is coming out tomorrow. Yes. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater on a plane in a pot is coming out tomorrow. And Thunderbolts, I think, is showing up on Disney Plus. And I know we don't talk about that, but all the game sites talk about all of the media movies and stuff. Thunderbolts is showing up on Disney Plus today, I think. And I haven't seen Thunderbolts yet, and I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. That maybe I'll vote for that for our Friday night movie night this week.
I don't have very many big September releases on my radar that I'm like chomping at the bit to play, champing at the bit. So I do need to see. I bet there are some hidden things in there that are going to surprise me. I will get to play the No Man's Sky Expedition. Very excited about that. So the next things that I was like looking down the list of some of the bigger releases that we were keeping our eye on was more coming out towards the end of October. So the two others that I added to the list this week are Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, which we've talked all about. I know I said why, but now I still want to play it. So that's on October 23rd. And then Outer Worlds 2 is coming on October 29th. So trick-or-treaters are going to have to, they're not going to get the door answered because I'm going to be playing Outer Worlds 2. That'll be fun. All right, Sema, this podcast is brought to you by Garden and a Goat, which we're going to talk about in just a second. It's also brought to you by Alea Acta Est, the gaming community that we play with. Having a lot of fun in our new Star Wars season. We started some of the fun of that this week and last week. We're doing group activities on Tuesday nights, and sometimes I think we're going to end up, what do you think? We're probably going to end up doing a bunch of Friday night stuff, aren't we?
I hope.
To get those. Yeah. It's just a quick run of getting the flashpoint of the week done, right?
Yeah.
So,
and we did some last Friday night, and it was very fun. So
we have to do 18 of those, 18 weeks of that, don't we? Or something like that.
Yeah,
right.
18.
So they're quick.
So you can miss a few weeks.
Yeah,
but you gotta be careful.
Yeah, they're quick to do. It's like a little dungeon. You can get it done in 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. Some of them take a little bit longer, but it's fun. We did, I don't know. Did you have fun when we did Black Talon on last week, even though I was annoying?
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, sorry. But I meant even.
And you didn't listen. You weren't listening to me on Friday either. I'm kidding. Yeah. No. Yes, I did have fun on Friday.
My brain is doing 15 things at once during the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. I appreciate when you talk because then I can.
I don't have to listen.
My mouth can stop for a second. But then I forget to turn my ears on. I forget to do that task switching at that moment. It says also brought to you by all of you out there. We really appreciate the support of newoverlords.com. We appreciate the support of the podcast in general. That's been great. We got more people that keep joining and watching and listening, and that's always really fun. We've got over a little nice little group in the chat room that's watching live as well. But also love it. All the people that just participate in our Discord and catch up with on YouTube afterwards and all of those places too. So thank you very much. All right, Sema, what is this sound?
Is that Mother?
That is Mother. So while I bring up some of the visuals, why don't you explain? Because you met Mother, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Yes,
Why don't you explain who Mother is, and we'll talk a little bit about Mother to start.
So Mother is the character in Garden and the Goats that gives you your tasks and pats you on the back when you do them.
Yeah.
And it stands for something.
It does. I should look that up, shouldn't I? Well, I'm going to start the game here in just a second, and I think I have it in the Discord too, because I forget what it stands for. So let's launch the game, and we can talk about it. But yeah, Garden and the Goat. That's Mother, new kind of character that's been introduced with the Alpha 2 that went live today. And as I said, we do have keys if you want to come try it out. It's still alpha. There's chunks of features that aren't done. There's glitches. Where we did like some of the controller support wasn't working for someone today. We got most of it in there, but it hasn't been thoroughly tested, controllers especially. But a lot of it's there, and we're really excited for people to be able to try it out. Tell us what they think. Tell us what points are confusing. Where the biggest parts of that are fun for you are. Let's start a new game. I think I have the sound off, so hopefully it'll stay off. But yeah, so it's been a long road for us to get here, and it's been really, really fun. So as I said, for weeks now, I've been all make, no play of video games, but it's practically playing for me to be like making this game with our team. It's just really been a really amazing, fun experience for me. I've learned so much about game development. I've learned so much about how, okay, that's kind of loud, how Unreal Engine works. I'll try to shut these sounds off here in just a second. But yeah, so it's been really cool and fun. That hum in the background is the portal.
Do you find yourself, like you mentioning that it was sort of, given that it was fun, do you find yourself getting in that zone where you look up 5 minutes later and 2 hours have gone by?
Oh, you would not believe, Sema. Yeah, absolutely. So it's been a while since I've been this heads down in coding. Really not at this level, really since like the 90s, truly. By the 2000s, I was an architect and a project manager and an architect, a designer. I've always touched code along the way, but I've never really been coding this much since the 90s. And there's the concept called flow, which a lot of people know about. I totally get into a flow state very easily when I'm doing game dev. And hours will go by. I always schedule breaks. I also I've got a standing desk, so I make sure I'm standing up, but hours will go by. I haven't, I make sure I cut it off and I go to sleep. I make sure I eat. I work out every day, but I've been going every waking hour playing, building for a little while, for a couple weeks now. A little bit of crunch. Just me, and I don't want my team doing that, and so we're not getting into that. And it's, as I said, it's also been my fun. It's been my play, so I've been okay with it. But yeah, so I've been there. This is Mother. So there she is. She is the multiverse overseer for transforming habitats and ecosystem repair. And why is that? What? Why is that her full title?
As every good, yes.
It's so it can spell mother.
Yes, you think of the word first, and then you That's how you do it.
Yes, we did pick the acronym first. And someone asked, is it based on like the mother in Aliens? No, it is not. It is based on the mother. You think more like Mother Nature, not Mother the Aliens AI ship, or anything else bad or evil.
It's not bad or evil.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Spoiler alert.
So this is the game. Yeah. So it is out there. The name of the game, and what I mean by that is the sort of like the purpose, the gameplay loop is to restore an ecosystem. You're dropped in, and there's like a portal with some consoles, and that's part of like the basis of what you get dropped in on. That is at the center of a dome, and you're under a dome, and you can't get out of the dome. It's not like an exploration open world game. It's pretty big though underneath the dome. And the dome represents an area in an ecosystem, and you can sort of like look out and see where you are, but it's a dead ecosystem. And your job is to restore the ecosystem. The core game, and if you like look on Steam and look at our description, is we're in like a creature collecting and a little bit of gardening. We're that kind of game. The object is to collect them all. So it's one of those kinds of games. That's the real purpose, is to collect them all. And to collect them all, each garden that you go to will be a different mix of animals. And there's the baseline animals that you're collecting, and you're attracting back, and you're getting them to be resident in your garden, and there's requirements to do that. And then the advanced game, there's only one variant in the Alpha 2, but the advanced game is each of those animals then has additional puzzles to discover how to morph them, transform them into their multiverse variants. So those variants exist. There's only one in the Alpha 2, but there will probably be at least 2 for all of the basic animals in the Oak Forest. And then we'll see, because we also announced, and you can go and check it out in Alpha 2. If you get far enough, the Alpine Forest has now been announced as well. So the Alpine Forest is our second biome. You can visit the Alpine Forest. It's only for look, don't touch at this point, but the first few plants and the first couple animals, I'll show it here in a second when we get to it too, but that's part of the Alpha 2 too. So it's collect the animals. So what have you done? Have you collected any animals? Have you got
So
them
far
back
in
so far?
in Alpha
Sema?
2, I've collected bees. That's how far I've gotten. So
Bees.
that's the first animal that you collect, and I have made a treat and fed it a treat. But I've also made a lot of bees my residents.
I did put a note in the known issues list that we will have a way for you to rehome your residence, but it doesn't exist right now. So if you put 20 bees in your garden, you can't get rid of them. You will have 20 bees
Right, but
forever
where are you?
in your
But
garden.
I can still do other types of animals, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought.
So you'll be able to do that. One facility which I was pretty pleased that we were able to get done is for Alpha 2, and this will only be for the alphas and betas, or if we do like a demo at a game show, if you go to the load menu, we did have a garden that's halfway done. And it's got some of the extra animals in it. It's got a bunch of plants planted. It's got some of the decorations out. So even people that are testing, if you want to jump ahead and get a peek at what a more complete, like halfway done gameplay of just the Oak Forest looks like, of like the base progression, you can do it. You can just load it up. You can click on that button and see it. And that's what this is. So I've got like the fountain here as a decoration. You can place the decorations. But you did more in the Alpha 1 as well. How many animals did you
Yeah.
get in the Alpha 1?
I don't. That was a while ago.
I
I
thought
think
you,
I got all of the ones that were available at the time.
yeah, which was only about half of them at the time. And now all of them except one are available in, you can go to the console here. We can look at the list. Yeah, so there's 8 currently for there's 9 total base animals, not including their variants for the Oak Forest. There's kind of going to be that many for each of the additional gardens that get added on as well. And then typically 2 variants for each of them. The only one that's not in here for the oak forest yet that we currently have being that Tyler's currently modeling, it's looking really cool, is the great horned owl. So it's another one of our apex animals. So that's going to be added into. But yeah, so bees, squirrels, turtles, cardinals, raccoons, fox, deer, and brown bear. So that's what the oak forest animals are. We tried to make sure that the animals for the particular biome that you're looking at match what you might expect to be as part of that biome, and they kind of do. As you'll see in a second when we go to the alpine forest, with the first couple animals in there are alpine ecosystem specific, which is really fun. What else did you do? Did you look at the cosmetics that are in for Alpha 2 yet?
Mm,
Or did you not get to
What do
that?
you mean? What do you mean cosmetics?
Oh, so you haven't done that yet? You can dress up your
Uh-uh.
robot.
Oh,
So if you go to the
I did
cosmetics
not know that.
console, there's a cosmetics tab, and you can say, they're just basic ones right now, and like one slightly fancier one, but we've got some big ideas for the cosmetics.
I wanna dress up my robot.
So you can pick your accent colors for the body. You can pick different
Lucy
accent.
said she did.
Lucy did? You dressed up your robot? We were doing some testing with our team, and they were saying, "Oh, I have this bug. I can't do this thing." I said, "Oh, cool. Give me your save." So they copy their save over, so I can look at like where they are, and I could do some tracing through the code. And I then got a peek at how they dressed up their robots, and I was happy. I was amused. Everybody was dressing up their little robot. And there's going to be Julia, our artist, already has great designs laid out for some fun cosmetics, maybe like holiday specific cosmetics. The system enables us to even swap out the shape of the helmet or the shape of the backpack, so they'll get a little bit advanced as well. Different face plates. So here I'm gonna do the red with the fiery hat.
Oh, wow. En fuego.
Yes, the fire helmet was that was
Yes. Totally.
I did that
totally
like a
get
couple
that.
months ago, just as like an experiment to see if we could do these kinds of overlays as part of the cosmetic system. And I told my team, I like things on fire. So
Max wants his gear on fire
So
in every game.
check that out. It's got the flaming helmet. And then one of the first decorations for the garden that was added in, I think I placed them in here, didn't I? Is flaming tiki torches, which are over here. And Julia did the little flame on top of the tiki torches. All right, back after a little bit of technical difficulty there. Hopefully we'll be able to stitch this together in a acceptable manner for everybody out there listening. But yeah, so all of the animals, as I was saying, except the owl, are currently in, and that's all looking good. Tyler is currently working on modeling of the owl, and then we were showing off. I don't know if it got picked up in the audio or how I'm gonna stitch it together, but the cosmetics. So you saw some of that. So you'll be able to dress up your robot a little bit.
Yes.
And we
I
have lots of
I
plans.
I
Plans
want to
within
dress up my
plans.
robot.
Yeah. Some of those cosmetics. So there's going to be different costumes and different ways you can get them. Some of them are just going to be baseline ones, just like changing some of the colors that you'll be able to do. But some of them are going to be part of the reward systems that you'll be able to do and unlock as you go along. So you probably met Mother when you started the game. Mother is new. Mother is a little bit of like coaching you through some of the starting tutorial of the game as well. So did you get that sense from her? Was she like instructing you a bit?
Yes.
Cool. So that's a little bit of her job. We've got her leading you through some of the initial systems. And then we have a secondary system that we put in that's new to Alpha 2, which is the journey milestones. We had those designed out, but not in an Alpha 1. I don't think you had those in Alpha 1, did you?
No.
But that's pretty close to a quest, a little bit of like a quest system. Nothing that you have to do, but you do get rewards for doing some of them. So you probably got a couple of those done as well.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I got to the point where I have can I delete the mail that I get, or because I didn't immediately notice a way to scroll, so like I can only see the top 2 or 3.
Yeah, you can scroll.
Okay.
But that's just more like, it would be like in the chat log in Star Wars: The Old Republic when it says, like you completed a quest. So just you'll be able to scroll back. It's not really important stuff, and it goes away as soon as you log out.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just like notices, but we wanted like if something flashes up and it says, hey, you might go like, wait, what did that say? Then you can just hit M and you can pop it open.
That would be me all over the place. Wait, what did it say?
Yeah, and check it out that way.
I hate it when games flash messages and don't put them in chat so that I can actually read them.
Yeah, so I do too, and that's why I added that in there. This is the old style. This is the old video. So I don't know if I'm going to start the video again. Maybe if I have to really reproduce this, I'll play some of the video clips. But did you see the new dissolve animation on?
I did. Yes. It's very cool.
Yeah. So you can remove things. So one of the first things you have to do is you have to like get rid of the weeds and the rubble that's left around in the biome that it sort of like can't. You want to clean up the place a little bit. And you can also remove, and this isn't, we might even have like a milestone to sort of teach you this. You can remove any plant that you place also. So if you place a plant you don't like where it is, or you place a decoration you don't like where it is, you can remove it and you'll get at least some, if not most of the eco bits back, which was the cost of planting it. You'll get those all back. So you can, if you dump a lot of things out because you're just trying to get something done, but later on you want to like rearrange and, like make your garden really nice and lay it out how you want it, you'll be able to do that, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so the milestones, you probably finished the weed it and reap.
I did do that one, yes.
Milestone. I had to make up all the puns for all of the milestones. Did you go back to the console then and get your reward?
I did, but I don't remember what it was.
For that one, it was just eco bits for one of the first ones.
Okay.
So eco bits are, we were trying to explain it a little bit, and it is explained somewhat in the game. Mother explains it, but we're also trying to explain it in Discord because someone was saying like, well, what are you really doing here?
We don't read, so
yes, which is fine, and you'll figure it out if you just keep playing. But eco bits are also currency. So they represent the science that you're sort of like researching as you go along, because you're this AI robot with the robot overseer, and you're in addition to recovering these biomes, you're getting information as you go along. Eco bits represent that information. But then you can also use them as currency. You can trade them in to plant other plants or buy a decoration and place it in your garden. So you want to be collecting eco bits as the currency as well. But as you collect eco bits off of a bee, you get enough of those eco bits that's contributing to the research milestone. And like if you do it like 10 times off a bee that's filled up on their eco bits, that's research, and you're sort of progressing that way too. Because you need to research bees enough to learn about the bees enough so that you can start, attracting like squirrels or unlocking some next thing. So that's the kind of the key progression loop. There's a few things that you're doing which you're using or doing or putting in the game or placing or researching or buying so that you unlock the next thing. And there's a couple paths. It's not all linear. In fact, for the baseline animals, there's 2 paths that you could go. So you could go, you get the cardinal, then the fox, then the deer, and the bear. Or you could get the squirrel, then the turtle, then the raccoon, then the owl. And you don't have to get them, you do have to get some of them have requirements of some of the other ones before you can get the next one. And some of it you might have to like research an animal to complete the research. And then each bigger animal has a little few more requirements. So you said you made treats. How did that go?
I just made one. I tried to give it to the goat. He wasn't interested.
Well, the goat's a mystery. The goat really,
Yeah.
and like Mother
I
has
was
a
trying to
note here and
I
there
was
that
yes.
says the goat, there shouldn't be goats. Don't tell me about goats. The goats don't exist. Goat is a mystery. So did
Yep.
you watch closely? Did you notice that
That he goes out a portal?
he comes in and out of a portal now? So like,
Yes, I noticed that.
did you notice when Mother shows up, he like ducks out and is out of the garden when Mother gets in the
No,
garden?
I
Yeah,
did not notice that.
keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
No, I mean it's nothing that mysterious, but yeah, he leaves. So Mother will show up, and most of the time, Mother sees no goat, doesn't believe that there's goats. So there's that kind of like thing going on behind the scenes. But the
That's
goat's
cool.
sort of just like there. The goat will do more things in the future. Right now, it just sort of I made up this scripting system for what the goat does. Like it's, it pops in from its portal, wanders around a little bit, goes to a couple wanderers. It's basically just like within 30 meters, it's just like following you around a little bit and just running around. And it runs by and
It headbutts you.
but it does headbutt you. So there's a routine in the middle of its little script that says mayhem. run the mayhem subroutine. And the mayhem subroutine rolls a dice to see basically to see what it's going to do. And the only thing that it can do besides one of its little idle animations is decide it's going to headbutt you. And how hard it headbutts you is a little bit of a random force multiplier as well.
It's not because of something I'm doing.
Nope. It's what a baby goat does. Do you ever watch baby goat videos? They
Yes,
just
of
headbutt
course.
things. So that's what the goat does.
Sign of affection.
Um,
I'm taking it that way.
but it'll do other things. Maybe like in the future, it might bring you presents. We've got that kind of thing lined up. It might. Who knows? Who knows what the goat will do? So there's more of that will be coming as well. But yeah, so each that progression through the animals is sort of the fun part. So check it out. We'll have some videos up as well of more of the things that you can do. I'm not going to show a lot now because I don't want to blow a fuse again. I don't know what I was doing there. But yeah, and the unveiling of the Alpine Forest. We're going to have pictures and videos up of the Alpine Forest, which has its first two animals in there. If you go into the demo save of the game and check it out, I don't know if you've done that yet.
No.
So the two animals that are in there in the Alpine Forest. So there's only like 4 main plants. Crops are a different category of plant, but there's the sort of like or maybe 5 or 6. What is it? You've got like a mushroom that conditions the ground. So you plant the mushroom and you'll see the ground sort of like healing itself and becoming fertile. And it sort of like spreads out over time.
Oh.
And then you plant grass, the ground cover. And the ground cover then spreads out over time. And the ground cover is specific to its biome too. So in the oak forest, it's these leafy, ferny things that are the ground cover. In the alpine forest, it's smaller, denser grasses. It's alpine grasses that are forming when you plant the ground cover. In the oak forest, it's then a lily is the main flower, holly is the main bush, and the oak tree is the main tree. So it's not a lot of plants that you're planting. It's because it's not really that much of a gardening game. And there are some crops that you're actually growing as well, but only a couple. You'll get more over time as you unlock more gardens. But then the alpine forest, go in there, you'll see it's a different mushroom. It's a little fancy blue mushroom for the alpine mushroom. It's the alpine forest ground cover. It's edelweiss. It's rhododendron bushes, and it's alpine fir trees.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
Especially like that edelweiss.
I really like edelweiss too. It's a really cool looking plant flower in real life the leaves, the petals are really chunky. So we got to implement those and put those in the game. Tyler and Julia, our artists, just did such a great job on like working together to model and come up with those concepts. And then the animals, the first 3 are in. So we'll only talk about those so far, but those are the alpine blue moth is sort of like the pollinator. The pica, you know what a pica is?
No.
Pica is the cutest thing. It's like a cross between like a little bunny and a squirrel and a hamster, and it's a mountainous
Oh.
little rodent, and they are super cute. So look them up in real life, and then we've got picas in the game, and then the apex animal we also have in the game walking around right now is the snow leopard, and I told you about that. You knew about the snow leopard, but
Yes.
it's in there. They're walking around, and they've got a couple of their idle animations. You know the one from the BBC video about the snow leopards that I love.
Right.
We got some animation help from Emmanuel, one of Tyler's colleagues that has been helping us a little bit. So Julia and Tyler have been modeling. Tyler's been doing a lot of the animation as well, but we brought in Emmanuel to do a little bit of the animation and just got the snow leopard done in the last week. So that is cool. We're really excited about that. So yeah, that's it. That's about the game. Make treats. You'll get more and more interesting treats. Get those animals collected. Discover the variants. There's one variant in the game that you can unlock and discover pretty soon. You'll get a hint in a milestone, but it's a little bit of a vague hint that you'll be able to check out if you want to try to get it. And lots more to come. I was putting some notes in the Discord today on what's coming next, which is drones that will help you out, because it gets a little tedious to be like watering all of the plants and collecting all of the eco bits off of them. You'll be able to unlock drones once you get a little more experience and you get a little bit further down the road. You'll be able to unlock a drone that'll follow you around, and you can assign it a task, and there'll be different drones to do different things, and you can swap them out.
I mean, that's one of the things I liked about Pal World is when all the little Pokemons were running around your base.
Yep.
Theoretically doing good things. They
can,
didn't always, but yeah.
You can see the blackout model of the drone and on the drone console in the center of the garden right now. We'll see how far we go. It's not going to be as elaborate as
that
as
wouldn't
Pal
be the
World,
style.
of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, the drones being a little extra, both tool and like a little buddy friend that'll follow you around and help you out. We're going to have more of everything, more cosmetics and more decorations in particular. But we'll also have a couple other systems, couple other surprise and delight systems. There'll be little extra like treasure boxes that end up showing up. Like you pull a weed and one might show up. And that might be some of the ways that you unlock like recipes for unique treats or blueprint pages that you collect to unlock special decos and things like that. So that's coming too. And probably, at least for release, hopefully one additional biome past the alpine forest. So we've talked about it, that this is all multiverse, but it's not really like multiverse like there's like the evil version of you, or it's not that multiverse that way.
Right.
Why it's got like the multiverse concept is so that we can have like these gardens and potentially have fantastical gardens in the future. So our first 3 biomes are probably going to be pretty real. I'd love to do like maybe a swamp one, or Australian outback, or or African savanna. But
those all sound great.
Because the variants are very multiverse. So I would love to, Gail, I would love to do a Japanese garden. I went to Tokyo and Kyoto this summer and had big ideas, and I took a lot of pictures. So that may very well be a thing.
The sound of that.
Our very first deco was a Toro garden lantern. But yeah, I would love that. But that might be a way for us to do like little mini expansions onto the game as we go forward as well. But because it's like that multiverse and the variants can be very fantastical, and a couple of them we already have lined up are kind of fantastical variations on the existing animal. So it'll be like you have the deer, but we've got like the cosmic deer, which looks really cool. And we've already have some concepts laid out for that. But the gardens could potentially in the future. So this is like a year down the road or 2 years down the road, roadmap wise, they could get fantastical as well. We could have the dragon land or a fairy land or an alien planet and that kind of thing too. So that kind of leaves the door open for us to do that as well. Mother might teleport you somewhere elsewhere in the multiverse where those things exist, just for fun.
I like that. There's a lot of options and potential for the future.
And we hope there will be a future. It might require
Yes,
to
I
people
hope
to
so.
actually like the game when it comes out. If they do, then we'll have the opportunity to do more of these. But I, we're going to do a little bit of it, of course, as well. All right. I think that is it for that. Any other questions as before we sort of wrap it up for today? And people can go check it out, gardenandgoat.com/Discord. Be showing a lot of pictures, and we're going to put video up on all of our feeds. We're going to have Instagram videos and YouTube videos coming out for the Alpha 2 stuff soon too, to check it out. But
Yep. No more questions. The mail thing was my question.
yep,
And
cool.
we did that.
And we'll chat it up in the Discord on how all of this is supposed to work and what it means. What does it mean? Double rainbow across the sky. What does it even mean? We'll explain. And when we have to explain, then we make a note on the side of, I guess we weren't very clear when we did this. We'll have to fix that. Which is what we're looking for in the alpha. So come check it out. Let us know where you got confused or where there's friction, because that's what we're looking for. But that is it for today for the New Overlords podcast. All the feed and subscribe links are up on newoverlords.com, and the video's up on YouTube/newoverlords. Please come chat with us in our Discord at newoverlords.com/Discord or gardenandgoat.com/Discord. And you can also follow on all the social networks, and we'll keep you up to date there too. And with that, we will talk to you soon.
Later, everyone.